Hello everyone, I'm Dion from DionVideoProductions, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to zoom in Final Cut Pro 10. Let's get started. Now if you're using standard Final Cut Pro like I am, there's basically two methods to doing this. The first uses video animations and the second uses picture-in-picture. I'm going to be demonstrating both of these methods one by one, so feel free to use the chapters down below to skip ahead as you wish. So going into my timeline here, you'll see the first two clips, which are the examples of the work I'll be showing today. Over here on the right, I have those same two clips, except these are raw and do not yet have any of the edits applied. So let's go ahead and start off with the first method. I'm just going to go ahead and zoom into my clip here, and this particular clip showcases me lifting the box of, in this case, a Nest Mini, and I think right as I lift the lid off, revealing the product underneath, is a great opportunity to add a subtle zoom effect to bring the product more into frame. So the first thing you're going to want to do is mark exactly where you want the zoom transition to start. In this case, I'm going to start this right before I reveal the box underneath, so right here. We're going to place the marker there. We'll then select the clip, right click and click on Show Video Animation. As you can see, this will expand the clip and bring up an additional menu, and this is where we will see the keyframes that we're going to be adding now. Next, we're going to open up Inspector, and under the Movies tab, we're going to scroll down under Transform to Scale All. Now in this case, we also have the opportunity to change the X and Y axes separately, but of course, since this is a zoom, we want this to be adjusted proportionally, and using the Scale All function will do that. And from here, we're literally going to be dragging and zooming in to where we like. Now you have to bear in mind that this is a digital zoom, so any zooming that we do will result in a loss of quality versus say an optical zoom that's done in camera. Using HD footage, I don't recommend zooming far beyond 120 to 130%, as at this point you'll see a degradation in quality. But of course, if you're shooting in 4K or even 8K, you have much more freedom in terms of how far you can zoom without a noticeable quality loss. So with that in mind, the first thing we're going to do, now that we've marked where we want the transition to start, we're going to select Add Keyframe. This is the little diamond icon just to the right of the Scale All slider, and we're going to go ahead and click that. Now if we go back to the clip in our timeline, you'll see there's a new little icon, and this marks the first keyframe. This is essentially the start of the transition or the video animation. And next we're going to go ahead and scroll through the clip here. We can just drag the play ahead marker to where we want the transition to end. Now of course this can be adjusted later, but just roughly you want to mark it where you'd like the zoom to stop. So in this case, I'm going to have it stop right here as the product is revealed. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and zoom in to however far I want. So I'm just going to go ahead and click and drag and zoom in, let's say something like that, 127%. You'll notice that it automatically added a new keyframe as we have now changed this parameter. Now let's go ahead and see how this looks. As you can see, as we play this back, the zoom has now been added, and you'll even see, if you look at the parameters in the inspector window, you'll see they adjust live as the video plays, showing exactly what has been adjusted. Now, let's say we want to shorten this transition a little bit. Let's say we want to speed it up. We can actually move these markers to the left and right accordingly. Now, the closer they are together, the quicker their transition will be, and the further out they are, the slower. And of course, you can also move the first one, the first keyframe, to adjust exactly to where you want the transition to start. So let's see how this looks. Great. And that is the first way of zooming in Final Cut. Let's take a look at the second method. Alright, so over here in the second clip here in my timeline, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. What we see is me taking a pair of Bluetooth wireless headphones and putting them back into the case. Now I think this is a great opportunity to showcase me putting them back in the case, but bring that more into frame and make it more clear. And especially considering I have all this negative space here on the right, I have room for a picture-in-picture method. But of course, this can be applied to many use cases, but this is just one example. So first thing we're going to want to do is duplicate this clip. Now to do this, you want to press Option on your keyboard, press and hold that, and then click and drag above the clip. And you'll notice that it duplicates this clip, and you want to make sure you place it right above the pre-existing clip. And to make sure it is perfectly timed and perfectly positioned, you'll see two yellow lines on the left and right of the clip. You want to make sure that these are exactly in sync in order for this to work. So now we essentially have two layers. We have your base layer and your layer above it. And the layer above it is the one we're going to be using for the picture-in-picture method. So the first thing we're going to want to do is find a way to differentiate between the clips, as at the moment, of course, they are duplicates. So what I'm going to do is select the base layer and just temporarily turn down the opacity. This can be found in Inspector and again under the Movies tab. I'm going to bring this down, as this way we'll be able to differentiate between the two layers while we work. Next, I'm going to go ahead and select the layer above this, and let's go ahead and crop out the exact part that we want to focus on. So we're going to go back into Inspector under the Movies tab. This time we'll scroll down to Crop. In this case, we're going to select and alter all the parameters. So we have the left, right, bottom, and top, and we're just going to click and drag on them and get to the exact part of the frame that we want. Now, because we changed the opacity in the base layer, we can now see what exactly is being cropped. This makes it just a little bit easier to work with, and we're going to do the same on the right here. Now, of course, you can be more precise with this for your own project, but just for demonstrative purposes, I'm going to do a pretty quick little cut here. So let's go ahead and play this back, just get a sense for what is included in this frame. So this looks pretty good. As you can see, the case is well in this little square that we've created, and the focus is exactly where we want it to be. All right, so now, of course, I can move this clip just to the right and have essentially a duplicate, or I can exaggerate this picture-in-picture effect by increasing the scale of this picture-in-picture frame here. So what I'm going to do is go back to the scale menu, and we're just going to zoom up. And again, the same advice applies. I don't suggest zooming in too far, but of course the quality loss will depend on the specifications of your original video. So in this case, I have around 130%. This does not look bad at all. And let's go ahead and shift this over to the right where we have a fair bit of room for it. So we're just going to go ahead and drag it along the position here. Let's say I want to move it around here and then up a little bit. Say something like that. And next we're going to go ahead and bring back the opacity of the bottom layer. You could choose to have this a little bit darker, but in this case I want them to match. And let's see how this looks. We'll go ahead and play this back. Alright, looks pretty good. Now, of course, in this case, it will still play for the entire length of the original clip, but let's say I want to start it a little bit later. Let's say I want to start it right as I open the case, just about sort of mid-action here. So I'm just going to press B on the keyboard to access the blade and cut this a little bit shorter. And I'll also end it a little bit sooner, again, mid-action right as the case closes. Let's see how this looks. Not bad. Now in this case, of course, the picture-in-picture just pops on screen. So to make this a little bit smoother, I'm just going to go into the transitions menu and select a cross dissolve and apply that to both ends of the clip. Now I'm going to shorten this quite a bit, as of course it isn't a massive transition, but will make a large difference versus having it simply appear on screen. As you can see, this is a little bit smoother, both for the intro and the outro. Alright, so that is basically it. This is 2 methods for how to zoom in Final Cut Pro. If you guys have any questions, be sure to leave them down below and like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching.